So what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Super excited. Today we're going to be going through all of the Cymatics plugins as well as some of their producer packs. We all know that Cymatics is known for their 100% royalty-free packs. Well, lately they have been dropping so many new plugins, VSTs. It's been ridiculous. You can check out their lives every Thursdays. They're always hooking up the producer community with freebies. If you catch some of those in time, you might be able to catch a plugin or two completely free. So it's super dope. Check out the website. They have so many different packs, different VSTs, different plugins, as well as, certain gems and things like that that you can just go ahead and check out. Another great thing that Cymatics has been doing is that you can download their hub, and it actually helps you keep track of what you've already downloaded because they have so many packs. And like I said, they are 100% royalty free. So without further ado, we're going to jump into some of the new plugins as well as show off some of their packs that they, give out to the producer community. And make sure you check the links in the description to go ahead and make sure you download that hub. Don't forget to tune in on Thursdays for the live reviews in order for you to grab up some of those free goodies. So let's jump right on into it. So one of the newer VST plugins that Cymatics just dropped was Invader. It's basically a retro synthesizer engine built for modern producers. Now, when it comes down to this, you can head over to their website. Invader has two versions, Lite and Pro. The Lite version has about 200 sounds and the Pro version has about 1700 sounds. It's compatible with any DAW, and it's like a retro analog instrument playground for modern producers. You can start your own idea and you'll be able to also save different presets. So it's worth checking out. Let's go ahead and test out the Invader plugin by Cymatics. Alright guys, so the first plugin we're going to jump into is Invader by Cymatics, which is a retro synthesizer. It's pretty cool looking interface, a lot of colors. Down here, I'm seeing you can change between the presets instruments. This is the randomizer button down here. Right here, you can change between different presets, Galactica. And as you can see, it gives you like a different grid. So it changes to different games. Right over here is where you have your effects. We have drift, filter, gravity, chaos, space, and damage. Over here is the octaves, and up here is the gains. Now I guess right here, this is just to make it look a little fun when it comes down to the interface. But all of your controls are basically down here. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over to one of our Cymatics free MIDI packs. I'm currently using Python. Then we're going to throw in a MIDI and check out some of the sounds. So let's check out some of the keys. Go with the game and non. Let's see how that sounds. Alright, so this is pretty cool. So the game knob right here just changed the different games, as you can see. But now let's mess around with some of the filters. All right, that's pretty cool. Messing around with a lot of the filters. We get a sense of what each one does. The gain, the octave. Now let's go ahead and mess around with some more of the instruments. That's dope. I like that one. I mean, yeah, we can go on and on and on. I mean, this thing has, and it's the light version, need I remind you, over 200 sounds. They all sound pretty dope, really rich from the beginning, like before I even throw it in a mixer track and just add any other type of plugins and effects. Like, it's pretty dope just to be able to do a lot of the mixing down here and, adding different type of tones and effects to whatever preset that I have. Yeah, so far, Cymatics Invader, this retro synthesizer, this would be a VST that I would use just to, get some type of creativity or get some different type of sound. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Another great VST plugin that Cymatics just dropped was the 8-bit synthesizer. Now with this one, it's pretty cool. It's super fun. It has like pixelated perfect sounds with like authentic 8-bit waveforms. Inside of this one, you have full control, and you'll also be able to basically make your own presets. So make sure you head over to the website and pick up this new VST. I got the link in the description. Let's jump right on into the plugin and have some fun. All right, so the next VST we're going to jump into is 8-bit, another retro synthesizer that Cymatics just dropped based on video games from the 90s. As always, super cool and dope interface. Over here, we can definitely the sound, the waveform with decay, attack, sustain, and release. Over here is the filtering knobs, the effect knobs, and then the mastering width. Down here, a menu, and we're able to go back and forth between the presets, instrument we chose. Over here, you can actually save your own presets, which I think is super dope. Button right here lets you click back and forth into the different categories. This button here lets you go back and forth between the presets. We have a random button and then a lo-fi button. Can't really do anything with these buttons. I guess that's just for, eye candy. But I love this little guy in the middle here, and I am wondering what I'm going to do. It's a MIDI thrown into channel rack of 8-bit. Let's go ahead and pick, see how it goes. Let's mess around with it. Pretty dope. That's with the cutoff. Add more of that chip crush. Some noise. Glide. It's pretty cool. Check out Miss Concilious. All right, so 8-bit color is pretty cool. This plugin I would definitely start off with some of the presets, and then I would just build my own, manipulating the waveform, the sound, taking out some of the crush, some of the filters, decaying with decay and an attack. But pretty cool plugin just to get some unique sounds. Definitely picking up my own presets for this. Another great plugin that Cymatics just dropped is the CRT plugin. It's basically a signal wrap FX plugin for dreamy analog and textures. Now, this plugin right here has become to be like my go-to plugin to be able to transform any of my synthesizers or any melody at that. It has great presets. So we're going to jump right on into it. I'm going to show you exactly what it can do. All right, guys, so we are jumping into the Cymatic Effects plugin. Like I said, this has became one of my go-to plugins when I just want to get like a different sound on like my melody or a specific synth that I'm using. So let's go ahead and hear the melody without CRT on it, and then I'm gonna show you exactly what it can do. All right, so now let's go ahead and enable CRT. We have the Tokyo preset on. So as you can see, it made it a little bit more warm. It added some different type of textures to it, filters, mixing. I took off the crush, enabled a lot of the depth and a rating. But let's go through some more of the presets just to let you hear how it sounds and what it can do to your melodies. So as you can see, it's completely unique. It totally transforms the sound. Here are the different factory presets here. Obviously, Cymatics always wants to give you full control, so you're able to basically make your own presets. And I just love like the whole Fatback TV interface theme. It's like super cool. Down here is where you can control the FX, set how much of the mix is actually going into the sounds, your crush, your filters, your noise, the rate, and the depth of the FX going into the sounds, stereo and mono, and then tape wear. So it's completely user friendly. Like I said, I use this on a lot of my melodies. Yeah, make sure you guys hit the link in the description and go ahead and get CRT. Let me know how it works out for you. The next Cymatics plugin we're going to jump into is Deja Vu. Now, Deja Vu is another plugin that I find myself consistently going back to. It's basically a time warping FX plugin for dreamlike sounds. This plugin is amazing. You'll be able to do time stretching, pitching, and just making the feeling just more like dreamy and slowed down, atmospheric. In fact, it's like countless. And a lot of producers that have been using Deja Vu. So enough talk. Let's go ahead and jump right on into the plugin so I can show you what it can do. All right, guys, so moving right along, my next plugin, effects plugin by Cymatics is Deja Vu. Now, this is definitely a go-to for me. I love the manipulations that Deja Vu does to my melodies. When it comes down to it, you're getting like this dreamy, time stretching, pitchy, go-y, delay, different type of effects. So let's go ahead and listen to the melody without Deja Vu, and I'm gonna show you exactly what it can do. So let's turn Deja Vu on. And right up here, we can change the different loop variations. Down here is the fade in and the fade out, smoothing out the mix, seeing how much of a mix are we using. And this is the speed mode. And down here is the low cut and the high cut bands. Totally different vibe. Again, like I just changed to 2 different like loop settings and then the speed mode, and it completely transformed the melody that I had. So let's continue to dive in. I just definitely wanted to point that out. Yeah, so already that got me instantly inspired to just like cook up with this little random melody that I just threw inside of here and just started to go back and forth between like the different effects, the different loops, the different modes. Like yeah, so instant inspiration, deja vu, like I said, it's one of my go-tos just to manipulate my sounds. And if you want to go ahead and get deja vu, link in the description. All right, let's move on to the next plugin. All right, guys, the next effects plugin that we are going to dive into is Illusions, another one of my go-tos. But as you can see, it's a user-friendly interface as always. You see our delay right here, our pitch 1 and pitch 2. This bar right here, you can actually change between how much of the delay is coming out as opposed to the pitch 1 and 2. Super easy to just slide back and forth. And then we have our factory presets here. Cymatics always want to give you a variation of different like presets that they have to mess around with. And as usual, you can definitely create your own presets as like your go-tos. So let's go ahead and jump into the melody without the illusions. All right, that's pretty dope. So that was pretty dope. So let's go ahead and add illusions, and I'm gonna show you exactly what it can do. So as you can see, it's giving you delay and pitch, two different sets of pitches all at the same time, running through the one set of the melody. So when you come down here, you can change the pitch tones for pitch 1, and you can do the same here. Down here, you can just basically control how much it's being pushed into the melody and how much it's actually being, designated out. We have this little advanced knob right here for you to go ahead and start messing around and tweaking more of the filters, turning it on and off. We have our character FX down here, leakage, noise, grit, and drive. And then you click on this module here, and you can, go back and forth between the different waves, stereo, rate, and depth. This right here controls the overall mix. This right here lets you know how it's manipulating bar 1, 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars, so on and so forth. And then, like I said, you come down here and you can go to different presets. So yeah, they made it super user friendly. Like I said, let's go ahead and mess around with a couple of the presets and just rock out for a minute. It's pretty dope. Yeah, so as you can see with illusions, like the possibilities are endless. You can do all different type of manipulations, character, the modulation, the filters, different pitches, enabling them and disabling them, and messing around with the delay. So yeah, illusions pretty cool. I advise you to go ahead and pick that up. Head on over to the Cymatics website and get illusions. So the next VST plugin we are going to jump into is Plinko. Now Plinko is very unique. Um, I really don't know how to necessarily explain it, but it's pretty powerful. Like you draw in lines, you drop different type of balls, and you make different type of melodies. Now they have so many unique features inside of Plinko. I definitely would just have to show you better than I can tell you. So let's jump right on into the plugin. Plinko, this has just dropped a week or two ago. I watched Steven Cymatics go over the plugin with us during his live on YouTube. I think it's pretty cool. When it comes down to some of the functionalities, you just hover over it. It tells you exactly what the button does. Select, you could drag to move, drag to click and delete. This is the box selects. This is the line note, the phaser, chorus, shimmer, the pegs, the brush, a map. Down here is where you're going to get your functions at, the rate that the balls actually drop, balls, the speed, the bounce, the pitch, the sway, and the volume. Over here is where you're going to get your actual sounds. So they have quite a bit of sounds in here. Like that's the one thing about Cymatics. They try to give you a variety of like different instruments and presets, different sounds inside of their plugins. So that's pretty cool. Right here, you can change the key, the motion, your verge. Over here, the trigger is the sound on spawn. The click over here is the clock, BPM sync, arpeggio scales. This one right here toggles between night and day version. It's pretty cool. So we got a little MIDI thrown into the channel rack of Plinko. Let's go ahead and play around with it. Mess with the speed. Pretty cool. Let's mess with the pitch. And as you can see down, it's literally recording all of the sounds, so you can just drag and drop it into the playlist as an actual audio file. So that right there is super unique and fun. Just getting different type of creations and just chopping up the whole audio. So these little lines actually create different variations of how the balls are going to drop on the lines and make different sounds. So now we made the little squiggly lines. Let's go ahead and check out how this sounds. It's pretty cool. We're going to right click over here, then we can get rid of these lines. Let's check out and see if they have any presets. So we come down here to maps, and they give you different type of like patterns to use. And then we have a randomizer button here. Surprise me. All right, so this looks crazy. Let's see what it does. All right, we changed up the sound. Change up the chords, the keys. Yeah, so oh look, the balls are still going, so balls. So all right, Plinko is really cool. It's really fun. Definitely have to sit down and just play with this a little bit more just to get a better feel. But this is a cool plugin. All right, guys, so that concludes volume 1 of the Cymatics plugins and VST tutorials and reviews. I'm definitely going to be dropping volume 2 very soon. Shout out to Cymatics. We have so many more plugins as well as their royalty-free melody packs, MIDI packs, and drum kits that I definitely want to show you guys. So make sure you click that link in the description. Go ahead, head on over to the Cymatics website, get some of these plugins, download the hub, get some of the MIDIs as well as the melody packs and the drum packs. And make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and notification buttons so you will definitely know when volume 2 will be dropping. Appreciate y'all.